Oh, man. That one shot across the room.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I pour this
What she
nice
said.
and slow.
DT has got it
Look
down.
at that. Jeez.
Hey, he's learned something.
Well, after about what, 2 or 3 of these with you beer snobs, I got to figure this out.
That's so
Stepping
good,
up.
dude. That's so good.
I still need to work on my technique, obviously.
I might
Cheers,
recommend
guys.
the hotel
Paul's
room
still pouring.
glass.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Jimmy, show us your hotel room. I know you got a nice suite.
Oh God.
Show it off,
No.
brother.
Jimmy even has like the hotel glasses already.
Dude,
Uh-huh.
show us the other side where the bunk beds are.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Oh, I just busted into this room. I don't know whose it is.
Dropping
That'll
G's.
make
Yes.
it interesting.
Yeah.
If you have to take it mobile, just let us know. We'll freaking go with it, dude.
So, David, what do you bring tonight from Lee's Liquor?
Cheers, everybody.
Well,
Cheers.
cheers. So, of course, went to Lee's Liquor again, the local hotspot. And I sat there for a good 10 minutes with him. We just sat up there and we're just going up and down like this. And then we decided we got to stick with the mango theme here. So we got a mango supernova, and it's a XL Soar Imperial Mango 9.1. This is by Schilling Cider House. So, let's see, we got any glare here. I don't know if you can see that,
Put a
but yeah.
polarizer on the lens. Amateur.
Anyway, but
Yes.
yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Pretty strong, too.
You know?
You going to be able to
Yeah.
handle that? 9.1?
Of course.
9.1,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm not like you
Ooh.
guys.
That ain't no Mike's Hard Lemonade.
No, it sure ain't. I'm not like you lightweights.
Yes. He's
Hey, I
bringing
had
it
a
tonight.
10 last time.
Oh, see, look at that. Even
Yeah, she showed us up.
Jennifer has even got it better than you guys.
Dude,
Well, that's why
she
she's
came
here.
to play last time. She was like, hey, you guys step back. Clear the room.
JV.
Jennifer's part of the
JV's.
show now. Now we don't have to call Michael Bellino. Thank God.
Poor Mike.
Such an asshole.
MB, he's been replaced.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
Jennifer's
been
our,
sidelined due to injury.
Right.
Jennifer's our seasonal
Jennifer.
guest now.
Yeah, Jennifer or myself. We just replace MB.
Oh, you too? Okay.
Yeah,
We do things together, David and I.
I love
we
it.
do.
I
Yeah,
love
we rocked it. Last month. Was that last month? Month before?
Yeah. No, last month.
Last month
At a Big
over
Sur
in,
conference.
At a Big Sur. Yeah, that was great. Jennifer is awesome.
Heard there's a lot of
my
arguing.
Ditto.
One of my favorite people there.
Oh, ditto. Yeah. Arguing. There was no arguing.
Yeah. David was like always wanting to chase the epic sunset light, and Jennifer's like, no, I want to shoot the mud on the side of the road and stay in the parking lot.
Yeah.
No, we had a
Shoot some
no, we
scummy
were-
puddle outside of the hotel.
No, we were having a good time. Jennifer and I were killing it. It was great.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
Tonight I'm sipping on a Colorado staple. This is In the Steep by Outer Range Brewing in Frisco. I went here back in like 2020 with Jimmy Geekus. It's a really nice brewery. And this is like their flagship IPA that they always brew. And it's just a all Citra IPA. 6.7%. So just a single IPA, but nice and juicy. Tasty as always.
Lightweight.
Nice.
Shout out to
Wait.
shout out to David Farrig for bringing these out for me from Colorado. He's a fan of the show and a buddy of mine, and we were camping over the weekend, so he brought me some Colorado love.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's great.
So I've got a root and branch.
Oh,
here.
nice.
Oh, baby.
And this one's "Do We Live in a Society of Spectacle?" So it's brewed at the end of February, and it's an all Citra double IPA. And
That must be
haven't-
awesome.
I haven't had one in a while. It's really nice. So it's taken the edge off this hotel room.
What do you mean, dude? You're in the penthouse.
Dude,
Oh,
Tiger's got to eat. Come on. Let's go, baby.
oh dear. So, but yeah, I have a friend down in New Jersey who can grab them for me. So you trade off every so often.
That's
That's
great.
nice.
Well, I knew
What you got,
Jennifer
Paul?
was on, so I had to go big or go home. She likes to one up us, guest on the show, and she likes to come. She likes it in the paint. She comes hard to the hole.
Hard in the paint.
Yeah. So I had to pull this bad boy out.
Oh my
right
God.
here.
Oh,
How did you get those already? I'm still waiting for Jimmy to ship mine.
Hey, don't hate the
Yeah,
game,
come
son.
on.
You got
Don't
like
hate
the
the
free
game.
shipping perk.
Don't hate the game. Jimmy knows what's up. So he got this one over to me. It's a Citra Galaxy. It's a 10.0. Come on.
Ooh, nice.
It's from Fidens, which is, maybe our favorite brewery on the show here. So Jimmy's
Definitely. Not
always
maybe.
comes through strong for us and comes up with the goods. And this one here, shout out to you, dog. It's a banger.
Excited to get that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Always
David and
is.
Jennifer, I can get some to you if you ever have a craving for any paint.
Seriously. Yeah,
They don't do
it's-
smoothies, but their IPAs are the best.
Yeah,
Nice.
no question.
Nice.
They did a smoothie and I tried one and didn't get through it, poured it down the drain. It's bad.
Dude, that stout you did though that you kicked my way, I never gave you feedback. That thing was real.
That was good. Yeah,
It was
they're
really
good
good.
for like one really nice bottle of stout a year, it seems.
Yeah, it was really nice. Coconut. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, super good.
That one was really
sounds
good.
yummy.
What'd you bring, Jennifer?
So we actually visited a new to us brewery here. It was about 10 minutes away this week. It's New Image Brewing. This is Pint Cake Banana Muffin. It's a sour ale. Yeah, it's like a dessert. Sour ale with banana, walnut, brown sugar, and cinnamon. It's a 6.5, so I can't keep up with the big guys this week, but it's really good.
I'll drink
We
three
were
more.
running low. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are 3 more left.
That's just the
So
first one.
that's right.
Oh God.
This is the pre-party.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it tastes
Is it
like a
thick
muffin.
or is it? I didn't see
No.
you pour it.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay, little haze.
just a little hazy, but yeah, pretty
Nice.
tasty.
What's it tasting like?
It tastes like a banana nut muffin. You can really pick up the walnut and the cinnamon.
It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm always looking for when I grab a beer. I want that banana muffin taste. Like,
It looked good. I was walking by the case and we had a few other of, whatever they had like on special the other night, but we walked by the fridge and I was like, oh, this looks kind of good. I'm like, I got to stock up for Saturday since I was so late giving Paul my order. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know David was on my butt, like my David. He's like, have you given that order to Paul yet? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm like, I'll get to it. And David's like, come on.
He's thirsty. I get
He
it.
is thirsty. Yeah. We're almost out of our stuff from California. So yeah.
oh man,
Oh shit, dude! You got the
So-
freaking tiger right there.
yeah, Mikey isn't here tonight. He's off somewhere else, not having nearly as much fun. It looks like.
What's up, bitches?
Dude,
He's
what's up with this?
preoccupied.
Like, what's up with that shirt? Like, we gotta ask him about that shirt the next time
Dude.
you get him on there.
That shirt
What
is
is that?
Oh, we
legit.
know all about it.
Yeah, you charge that shirt to the game. Period. That's it.
Like, what is this? Is this guy from like Jersey Shore or some shit?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
Dude, when
Is
he
that a
rolled up in that
tiger?
thing,
Yeah,
he was on
that is a
another
tiger.
level. He was on another level with that thing. We called him a tiger now.
Yeah, damn straight, it's a tiger.
He's always lurking in the tall grass.
yeah,
it
you
looks
know,
like
the
it
ne-
comes with matching shorts.
I know
yeah.
it's like a whole
It's full
set,
suit, yeah.
right? Yo, the next
We haven't
time
seen
that
the
I'm on-
shorts.
Yo, Eric, the next time I'm on, I gotta ask him about that outfit there because that's man, that's looking kind of hardcore right there.
David, that may be a fucking one piece.
I was thinking that. I'm like, maybe they're not separate.
We call that
Oh
shit
my
a
God.
jumper. That is a jumper. Oh no, a romper.
Underwears.
A romper.
Fucking
It's a
romper.
romper.
Yeah.
Mikey D pulling out the romper on the
Oh
island.
my God.
Doesn't look like
No.
it. It doesn't have footies on it though.
Dude, he's on another
no.
level. He's on another
No,
level.
but Jimmy, it's a one piece, and a one piece like that is a romper, plain and simple.
Right. Hey, you got my back, dude.
I definitely got a PB.
I'm surprised there's only one girl in this photo.
Me too. She,
Yeah, the other
There's
one's probably
someone
taking
over on the other
picture. Yeah,
side.
she's taking the picture. Number 2.
yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a
so-
third. Hey, there's a third holding the camera.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, that's what Mikey's
I hope
doing.
he gets sunburned, the big jerk.
Where is he?
He's like sailing in. He like rented like a catamaran. Is he driving it, Paul, or?
No, I think
Okay.
it's a group of them, and they've got some dude floating it for them. I forget where they're at though.
I'll say
Yeah,
British Virgin Isles, but that doesn't sound right.
Yes, some
somewhere in
random.
the Caribbean, like Bahamas or something.
Yeah,
That sounds nice.
Yeah. Oh well.
Don't wear sunscreen, Mike. You don't need it.
Before we get into the images for this episode, like we're typically featuring, we try to have like a nice variety of work, but typically we feature more intimate and small scenes on the show, just because that's just, I don't know, that's kind of what we all gravitate towards the most, I think. But I definitely love myself a good grand landscape image, so I wanted to dedicate this entire episode to all grand scenic photos. So
Yeah.
starting with this one from Miles Morgan, which stopped me in my tracks the first time I ever saw it. Just fantastic processing, really nice composition, which is pretty typical for Miles. Even though he doesn't put out a whole lot of work, everything he does put out is always top notch. So first time we featured him on the show before too. So
Do you
happy to
know,
check him
no
out.
joke, I had this one picked out.
Really?
Oh,
What?
that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not even kidding. I was like, Miles. I'm like, I don't think they featured Miles. And when I think Grand Landscapes, his stuff is just stunning. And then
We're on the
yeah.
same wavelength.
So you know what's funny about this image? Miles left my house to go shoot this scene. So we came back from, I can't remember.
didn't go with him?
No, dude, I'm gonna tell the story, Eric. This guy is jumping to conclusions already. I mean, like, what the hell? Sheesh. I mean, like, he started up on me
Cut to the
before the
chase,
show,
bro.
and then like here we are, like in it, and he doesn't even give me a chance to tell the story.
I just don't want the episode to be
Right.
3.5 hours long.
fucking Bennett,
Golly.
you son of a
No.
bitch.
Look, so we had already did, Eric, we did like a 4-day trip, nonstop shooting. I mean, like we were going in. I can't remember. I think we came back from like Utah, Arizona. We were doing drone stuff. I mean, we were like in it. And we drove back on like a early Sunday morning, well, late Sunday morning, early afternoon. And Miles still had another day to stay before his flight took off the following Monday, right? Or the following day, which would have been Monday. So I'm exhausted from this trip, and here it is driving, 5 hours back from, Arizona. We get back to Vegas and, we're looking at the weather and super windy. And he's like, what do you think? Do you think the conditions will be good in DV? And I go, they should be pretty good. He's like, do you want to go to DV right now? And I was like, dude, we just got finished driving like 5.5 hours. And the guy is, he's sitting in the passenger seat talking about don't want to drive another, 3 hours over to Death Valley. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, Miles, I'm like dead, man. I'm tired. He was like, man, I'm going to go. I said, all right. So came back to my house, got the rental, and he took off to Death Valley that Sunday afternoon after driving all day long. And this is the result of the conditions of that day when he went
That's
out there.
crazy.
And how do you feel about
Wow.
Literally want to throw myself off my second story balcony.
Oh my
You sound super
first.
salty. You're
Yeah.
super salty, dude.
It's probably what the conditions are like right now too.
Oh, I was
that? Yeah, you're
gonna
getting
say
shafted
that.
right now too.
I know, exactly. I know it is. I know it is.
Yeah, probably.
He was crying before before we started recording that he has to be here doing this instead of being out and shooting the dunes for his 7 millionth time.
It's probably some lightning bolts coming from those
Yeah.
clouds and all that.
Right, coming from the guy that's always in the Badlands. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, but in all of my times that I've gone and shot the dunes here, I've never seen wind blowing sand around like this. So
Ugh.
I missed
It's
out.
pretty dope.
That's
It's
too
so
bad,
fun.
Eric. You remember that time we were out there, Jennifer? Was it like 2 years ago and we had the windy conditions?
That's right. Yeah.
Was it
That was
two?
fun.
It was like 2 or 3 years ago. Eric, you missed it. It was great. Golden dunes, nice crest, no footprints,
Not too windy.
layers for days. Oh, it was perfect.
There was that one time you're
Atmosphere.
out there
Atmosphere.
where the wind
yeah,
was
it
like, it
great.
looked like it was like destroying the sand dunes. Like the whole sand dune field looked like liquid, like water.
That's the best.
Ah,
That's what I say as a spa day. Free exfoliation. And sand where you really don't want sand too. You know, there's
Right.
always a catch.
I can.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Eric, man. That's I'm not gonna lie. When you sent me the image, I was like, oh, like I literally want to punch myself in the face.
Yeah, this is stunning.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got all the goods.
Absolutely.
All the good stuff.
And not too much either, just the right amount. Really nice color palette here too. Like it almost looks like maybe he did some split toning. Cause it's like almost just like two tones throughout the whole scene, but it looks really refined.
Yeah. And that texture on the dune facing us, the closest one, is amazing.
Oh yeah. Just pulls you into the image. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Really
That's my
sick.
guy right there, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't feature him on your guest episode when we first had you on.
Well, you said that you wanted something different, so
Eric's
Miles
just
is
trying to stir the pot.
I know.
Yeah, Miles isn't different. He's unoriginal, like everybody else, right?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Generic.
Yeah, you see what he's trying to do there? This guy.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, I
shit.
almost picked this one too.
Oh my goodness.
Which is
guys
funny
need
because
to-
I just commented on this image like 2 days ago.
Oh, is this? Did he recently post this? I thought I'd seen this a while back.
He did,
Shared it. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he reshared it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We never had Chris on either. He's got some great
No,
stuff.
I had been. It had been on my mind, but there's just so many people.
Yeah, he
that
said
was-
he's-
So
man,
pretty.
He said he'd love to
so
come on.
nice.
He's a cool dude. He likes beer.
Damn.
But when I was thinking of Grand Landscapes and I saw him repost this one, I'm like, well, that's the one. Because I remember when I first saw it, I was just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, man.
And I think
everything.
the background story was that he had to spend a few extra days due to COVID or something, so he went just back out or
Oh, nice.
went
Bonus
back out to
photo.
photograph. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good bonus photograph if you got
Yeah.
COVID and you have to stay back for some days, right?
Oh, no question, dude. Like
Jennifer
you're going, okay.
likes this one because the ponies.
I do.
That's
Of course,
right.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know.
Little backstory right there.
They're so cute. This gives me that like Albert Bierstadt feels. Like this is what I love with mountain photography, that luminous light, that atmosphere. Like this almost looks like a painting, and that's what attracted me to it right away. It was like, oh, 'cause I'm a sucker for that kind of light with mountains.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
just
that-
stunning.
I said that's one of the best images that I've seen from that area. It's freaking insane.
Yeah, couldn't have a Grand Scenic episode without some Patagonia.
Everything is just working there. I mean, just multiple layers, texture, light, shadow. I mean, this image has it all.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so complimentary too throughout the whole scene, like just front to
Right.
back. It's super nice. Great. Is that
Yeah.
this one yours, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's one I chose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
such a great pick, dude. I'm glad you pulled this one up. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, sometimes even though you've already seen the image, it's nice to like get a second chance on here when somebody features something and you get to revisit it with more attention and full screen. Because
Right.
sometimes on Instagram, like I'm just going through so fast trying to catch up, like trying to show everybody some love, like everybody's stuff. Like I'm spending like half a second on each image sometimes. Like, and I know I like it anyways too. So I'm pressing the like button with confidence because everyone I follow is people that I really admire. But yeah, I admit that I can't even give it that much attention on social media these days.
That's too bad, Eric.
I don't got free time like you. Got stuff to do, man.
This is coming
Fly
from the
around
guy.
in
This,
my tiger pajamas.
I know this coming from the guy that has 2 little toddlers. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah. Hey, you got to put in that work.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, this is. I haven't seen this before.
Wow.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
Where's
So
that
this
at? Is that a
This is
that
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone? Yeah.
Oh.
So I
hell yeah.
obviously I had to give Yellowstone some love. This is Brynn. She is kind of my neighbor. She's like 30 minutes north of me in Boulder. We first met on Nature First, and she was an ambassador for them and worked for them along with me. I just got to know her, but she does really amazing wildlife stuff. But she also has some really nice landscape stuff, and this image has lived in my mind like rent free for years. This is Mammoth Hot Springs. I have never been able to capture something like this at Mammoth, and the catch here is that this no longer exists. It's dried out,
Oh.
so I can't go back and I'm not comp stopping, but I would just love conditions like this here. So I told her when we do our Yellowstone book that I definitely want to include this image in our book, and feature her. But I just love this, the symmetry in the clouds with the terraces, the beautiful reflection. This is the top of Mammoth Hot Springs. It's just, yeah, it's just really nice.
Yeah, the reflections are just so cool, and it just has like that nice luminance to it, and
Yep.
it just adds that added depth on the little terraces. It's just super nice.
Yeah, and the like fanning lines in the terraces mimic the lines in the clouds as well.
Yeah.
Nice little subtle.
But yeah, Eric always asks for new people. So I had like the previous 2 images kind of in my queue. I was like, no, I don't know, maybe they've been featured before, but I went with her, and then you'll see my other pick. But yeah, no, I just love this image, and it's processed really well. I tend to see a lot of these images with reflections, especially in Yellowstone. The reflections just get kind of weird, like people make them lighter and they should be darker. So I thought this actually
like
looks
the-
really nice.
I like the saturation and the reflections. It's like not pushed at all, because I could see
No,
somebody
it
going
looks totally
crazy with that.
natural.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
That's
super cool.
nice. Yep.
So Jennifer, has Mammoth Springs dried up? What's going on there?
So the park doesn't like it if you say dried up.
Okay.
I say it. I'm a geologist, right? Like I can say that if I want. But I think, these are the underground plumbing here at Mammoth, because this actually sits outside the caldera. So it's not a part of the caldera in Yellowstone because it's so far north. But, these terraces have their own underground plumbing. They're still, warmed by the volcanic activity. And if you kind of look at the history of this place, I mean, many places have dried up, but then they've started running again. Some haven't. We've just noticed, because we've been working on our book the past few years, it's just been a super changing hotspot. Nothing, in fact, that we took for our book exists anymore. So it's, kind of one of those things, that's
so
what's
crazy.
exciting about it too, because, it's kind of fun to go back and see, what's changed, what's new. But the last that I saw, one of these pools is actually forming again at the top. So it might be kind of coming back to life. Canary Springs stopped flowing about 2 years ago, but it has since started trickling again. So we'll see. But yeah, they always tell, the park literature always says, it may come back, it may not. Earthquakes shift things, definitely with the plumbing. So yeah, you just never know why these things happen. But yeah, that's what makes this place so exciting, though, because it's constantly
really cool.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Very cool.
And Jimmy's so offensive with his terminology. Dried up. Still moist.
Oh God.
It's getting wet again, Jimmy.
Oh Lord.
Jeez.
What the hell are you drinking, man?
That shit. That's that's freaking seedy hotel room shit.
Oh my God.
There's a stain on the wall over here that I really am concerned about.
Hey, don't shine a black light.
Yeah.
No, bro.
It looks like somebody threw a. Anyway, whatever.
Are you right
beer?
off the freeway? I keep hearing freaking trucks drive by.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's got this one?
This was another one of my picks. So Georg
Dude.
and Verena Popp-Hackner. It's a couple. large format film photographers. So this is large format film from, I don't know how long ago, but it has like an older look to it. But I actually found their photography through Mark Adamus. He recommended them a while ago on Instagram, so I started following them, and all their stuff is just incredible. It was so hard to pick a scene from them, but they've got tons of great grand landscape stuff, tons of great intimate stuff, tons of really nice forest scenes and
Dude,
foliage
this is
stuff.
sick.
But
Yeah, I got another story about not necessarily this image, but George. I've had the opportunity to meet George a couple times, and such a great guy. He's one of the originators of the swamp photography. Him and David Chavin were some of the early guys that I followed that did work.
that's on his
out in the
website.
swamps.
He wrote up a blog about like tourism in the swamps and like,
Yeah,
hey, let's not
yeah,
ruin
we
the
had
place.
we had a great conversation about that, and he actually, recommended that I actually do a book on the area, which maybe at some point I will. But
Yeah, that's a
really,
great idea, dude.
really insightful guy. Just super, super, super cool, and yeah, and he's a great photographer. Really, if you guys want to see some really unique stuff and scenes that you don't see very often, you definitely want to go check out his website. I think he's either German or Austrian, one of the two. But he says he's the last that I talked to him, I think that was not last year, but the year before when I spoke to him, he said that he's going to start doing more photography over in like Europe and I think Tasmania, I think he was saying too, that
Yeah,
he's
he
gonna start
already.
doing.
So like, I always recommend everybody watching this check out the people's websites because they have a super extensive portfolio, like stuff from Iceland, tons of stuff from Tasmania, stuff from the Southwest, like all over the world, and it's all top notch. And
Yep.
Dude, those shells that they line up and do, holy
Yeah.
shit. You guys see that?
yeah, that stuff's
I have
super
to look
cool.
this up.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the patterns are amazing. Wow. They
So
got some
what trips me out about this image is like looking at it closely. When I first see it, I interpret it as like mountain peaks and like fog. But
Yeah.
looking closer, I think it's water. Like, is this a coastline
is.
and it's like jagged
It's
sea
a-
stacks and stuff? And I have no idea what the scale is
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's one of the things that I was going to mention.
because it
Eric,
looks
is
like there's snow in
what's-
the foreground. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's so cool about the scene is like there's no sense of scale. I mean, we don't know if this is big, it could be small, those could be like just, small rock fins that are coming off the shoreline. It's really hard to tell, but that's what makes the image so interesting is that there is no sense of scale. And there's like that sense of mystery there.
At first, I thought it was an inversion. I thought, oh, these
Mm-hmm.
must be super high mountain peaks and there's an inversion going on. And then I started studying it and I said, actually, no, it looks like water. But yeah, it gets me to ask a question. And that's what I love about photos that can do that. I mean, this is amazing. I just
Yeah.
keep searching the entire image and it's beautiful.
That's it.
Crazy.
That is
To
it
see-
right there.
these crazy mountain spires. But
Yeah, to see those kinds of like spires close to water like that in itself would be incredible.
this one's
Mhm.
from Tasmania, if I recall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you guys check his work out. He's good shooter. Has great work, great guy.
Well, yeah. And all the work
he's
is
really
from
cool.
him and Verena, his partner, but you can't tell which image was photographed by who.
Right.
It doesn't have credits and it doesn't have a date either. But I know on their website it says they've been shooting since before the 90s. So this could be from like the 80s or who knows how old.
Also, just to give
So
him a
cool.
quick shot. Also to give him a quick shout out, if you guys are interested, he does have a book on the swamps that is really good. You have to reach out to him and ask him about it. But it's cool because the book is his work and David Chavin's work all combined into one book, which is really cool. So
Oh wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I have it. So get it.
And rest in peace, David Chauvin, by the way.
Yes, sir.
R.I.P.
Ooh.
I'd never heard of this woman.
Oh, really? Oh, she does
No.
amazing land or Iceland stuff.
Yeah, I was on her
Yeah,
website for a
so-
second and I was
Dope.
blown away.
Yeah, so this is my pick. a few years ago, probably going back, well, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, I was doing some research on Iceland and just trying to, see if I can find some new stuff to explore on, future visits. And I came across Sophie's work and just was blown away by just how diverse her work is, and just has a ton of stuff from Iceland, unique stuff that you don't see. Just incredible work, really diverse, interesting, and really creative. If anybody gets a chance, or whoever watches this, go check out Sophie Carr's work. It's amazing. She is on Instagram, but I advise you not even to bother with her Instagram stuff and just go directly to her website.
Give her a follow on Instagram to show some support, but go on the website for full appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's got some stuff, dude.
Yeah, I've loved her work for years. I'm so glad to see her around here.
Where's
And,
she
you
from?
know,
Great call, dude.
yeah, I had to show the female photographer some love. I'm always trying to, advocate for more women photographers. So I always at least try to, get one female in there. And today was Sophie's pick. And yeah, I'm really glad to be able to do that, because like I said, her work is amazing.
Dude,
Looks like she's from London.
Yeah, I think she's from I believe she's from the UK. Yeah.
she's got some shit, dude. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I follow her on Twitter, so it's always fun to see her watch these volcano updates, and I kind of live vicariously through her. Yeah, again, as a geologist,
cool.
like I would love to see something like this someday, and yeah, it's been really fun to watch her adventures.
Yeah, there's been so much great coverage of the recent series of eruptions.
Have any of you
Really
guys
stuff.
photographed lava before? I've never photographed lava
I have.
or seen it in person.
This
Thompson.
guy right here.
Thompson's got some shit, dude.
This
His
guy right
lies-
here.
His lava stuff is legit as fuck.
This guy right here. Multiple times.
In Hawaii?
Never done Hawaii, all Iceland.
Oh, really? I'm trying to think.
Ariel. See, that's the thing. See, Eric talks
Yeah,
about
man.
how he follows me and all this other stuff, but the guy doesn't even know that I've shot lava before. I mean, look at this
You-
guy.
You release
Feel
like
it.
2%
Feels a
of
little-
your work.
Feels a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Premeditated.
Festering on your hard drives.
Little
And this
premeditated.
is, and the crazy thing, PB, this is a guy that's supposed to be my friend. I mean, like, come on.
Hey,
Look at
hey,
these
hey.
revelations
I never said
coming
that.
out
Oh,
right
man.
now.
I feel weird
I know
about
Oh
this
my
right
God.
now.
friend is a strong word.
Super
Look at
weird.
this. Yeah,
Jesus.
he's figuring it out. Final pieces of the puzzle here. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. I could see where the love is spread over here.
I went to one a couple years ago. I literally, my son and I went there specifically for that. And by the time we landed, yeah, show was over.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
nowadays though, it seems like you can for sure hit it because there's volcanoes erupting like every week.
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, it was good,
Yeah,
but
yeah, the shooting, photographing lava is pretty crazy. I've had, the opportunity to, photograph from the air, which was, pretty amazing, and up close and personal. And it's just, forget about the photography aspect of lava, but just seeing
Yeah.
earth form right in front of you, and just, how intense it is, and just so hot. And, as hot as it is, it cools that quick, and it's super cool. And yeah, if anybody gets the experience to photograph lava, definitely, try to take advantage of it. It's really cool.
I can imagine. Is it like, especially like twilight scenes like this, where you don't have any light on the landscape, is the difference in exposure like of the lava and like the surrounding area difficult to deal with? Like,
Yeah, because
super bright?
because the lava rock itself is like literally like black. It's like a blackish
yeah.
gray, and the lava is just so bright. Yeah,
you
it is. It is a
underexposed
little.
like crazy.
You don't, not like crazy, but yeah, you do have to underexpose. But yeah, it's really cool. Man, it's a wild experience. Like, out of all the things, I think besides maybe shooting the aurora, is probably like one of the wildest things that I've photographed. It's incredible, and especially like when you're up close to it, like you don't realize how hot lava is. It's super 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 intense heat, and you stand in front of that, and you got maybe a 4 to 5 second window where you can just get close, take a picture, then like run away because it's just the heat is just so intense.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Your intimate
First-
stuff is legit, dude. It's super good.
Man,
And I think that's like
appreciate that.
if I were gonna shoot it, if I had the opportunity, that's exactly how I wanted to shoot it, because it's just like so up close and so detailed. It's
Mm-hmm.
God, it's
It's
so
wild.
nice.
The first time that we shot photograph lava was with Miles. I think that I can't remember what year we went to Iceland. It was my first trip to Iceland, and we flew a helicopter. We took a helicopter flight over the volcano, and within maybe like 5 miles of the volcano, you can feel the heat in the air. The air was just
Oh, wow.
super, super, super hot, and you're just like, wow. And then you get closer to it, and you can just feel how intense the heat is. And then, you're in a helicopter, we're like, 500 feet above the volcano, circling around it. And just the heat is just so intense. It was crazy.
That's dope.
Wow.
I've seen, you mentioned Hawaii. There's some old photograph, it's probably a good 20 years old. I'm trying to remember the person who took it, but it looks like the lava, like a faucet flowing off into the ocean.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple second exposure. And it's like,
I've seen that.
really-
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
really
the
interesting
one-
take on it.
That's the one, like, I wish I could have photographed like all the lava entry stuff into the ocean in Hawaii. That's like on a whole nother level than the stuff from Iceland, in my opinion. Because it's just so dynamic, and
Right.
just the conditions, and you're on the coast, and lava water mix is just, man, I mean, that's just like on just like a whole another world type stuff, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I got close once. I had a Paul story. We were on the Big Island and an eruption started happening, and our plane landed. We heard about the eruption like on the news, and by the time we got the rental car, made it there, it had already stopped. But I got close.
Oh, bummer.
Didn't you hate
Yeah.
it? It's like,
I
I mean,
know.
there's
It's like,
there's so
come
much other
on.
stuff, but it's just like, oh man, this is like a primary reason. It just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Someday. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Holy moly.
Here we go.
Just
R.I.P.
Teddy.
Hey, R.I.P.
Teddy.
This one's mine. Bennett and I talked about it earlier. I mean, Ted's got some really great work, and this is just really good
Someone's
illustration.
got to pour a beer out for the homie.
Yeah, right
Or
there.
beer out.
I can get one for the homie right there.
We miss you, Ted.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at
it's
this.
hard to talk about grand landscapes without thinking of Ted Gore.
Yeah.
It's kind of ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, Ted is man, I wish he was still shot. I wish he was still out there shooting, man.
You shot with him sometime. You shot with him before, right, David?
Yeah. Ted was funny. He reminds me of one of those guys that just has like that really dry humor. But because he was just very just like his image. The image is very monochromatic, and but still has like a lot of life and drama. Ted was very monochromatic. He was just like very even. And then when he hit the highs, he hit the highs. Yeah, he was great, man. He was a funny guy. Like Ted quite a bit.
This one's from the French Alps, I think. This was like one of the last trips he did where he made any photos. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody wishes he was still shooting stuff.
Yeah, man, Ted was man, just had it.
That
Natural
sky is,
gift for all that stuff.
sky is
good work.
incredible there.
Yeah. I feel like I could just walk right into this scene, which is a perfect example of like what a grand landscape should make you feel.
Mm-hmm.
This is so
I love
pretty.
the shadows here too. Like the contrast is perfect. Shadows
Mhm.
aren't too heavy or black, but there's still
Dark.
that nice difference.
Dark
you
with
know, between-
detail.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Hell
not
yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah. Just a badass meadow and just some shit in the background.
Yeah, just like, and I like
Dramatic.
just nice, and like I said, it's kind of monochromatic. I mean, there's not a whole lot of colors going on here, but everything is just like,
Doesn't need it.
yeah, it's just like the perfect contrast between like light and dark, warm, cool. Like it's perfectly done.
Yep.
Nice balance,
Nice
textures,
4x5.
everything.
aspect ratio too.
It's a great example of like taking what the scene has to offer. You know, you're kind of rolling up through there and you're like, holy shit, look at this fucking shit.
Yeah.
And it's like more midday light rather than like sunset or sunrise.
Yeah,
Right.
you're just
Right.
like, I didn't come here to
Yeah.
shoot this, but fuck it.
Mhm.
I'm down.
Yeah. And the balance behind all these different high dynamic light situations is just perfect.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's kind of like Miles's image. Like I felt with when we started with Miles, like he didn't overcook that sky.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is just that's as is, more or less. You know, you could have done a lot of crazy stuff with it, but it's just I appreciate the fact that it's just like that's what you saw.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, really clean.
It's just super perfect.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
Crazy.
Well, there's your invitation, Ted. Come on the show.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Choice.
baby.
Good pick. It's a good pick.
So this is a new guy I discovered recently because of there's a newsletter called Photo Snack that this guy does that runs Frames magazine in Europe, and they randomly like selected me for their newsletter like a month or so ago, and that's how I found out about it. And so every single day he features a new photographer, so I subscribed, and it's photography of all genres. So like every 5 would be like nature specific images, the rest will be like portraiture or like urban or experimental type stuff. But when I saw this guy's work and I went onto his website, like I don't know, this image just has like everything. It's got like really cool, colorful, like willow brush stuff in the foreground and like the tundra and then a waterfall and then the ocean behind it with icebergs, like just such a crazy place and
It's got
really
everything.
tasteful too. Yeah.
Is that a
It totally has
unicorn in the
everything.
background?
I know, right?
It's a buffet. Look at this shit.
Yeah. So I don't know much about Dave Brosha.
This is
Yeah,
really
he-
nice.
Killer pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's super nice, man. I mean, just like the lead-in line starting from the corner, then those little fins stretching out in the landscape, going to the iceberg. It's like, man, he has everything going on here.
Yeah.
Warm, cool, color contrast. I mean, perfect tones. Yeah, this is good stuff here.
Even the way those little floating icebergs are like hugging
Right.
those curves, like oh my
Yeah, it's like
goodness.
yeah, they
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like-
baby.
It's like, Jennifer, that's a great point because those little icebergs right there, like those 4 little icebergs hold the balance of this whole image.
They do.
It's crazy.
yeah, if that was
Just-
empty.
Yeah, exactly.
It would feel totally different.
Yep.
And I like how like with how much there is going on, the processing is subtle. Like you can tell, you know, that water is blue, like it's an ocean with glaciers in it and stuff. And the tundra really does get that colorful and the whatever kind of
Yeah.
brush that is. It looks like willow brush to me, but I don't know if they have that. I don't know if this is like up north, like Greenland or down south or
This is probably Greenland or because I'm looking at his website and
it reminds
this
me of like
guy
the
has
Faroe
some-
Islands, but that they don't have icebergs, you know, but they got the waterfalls coming off the cliffs and they don't have this kind of tundra either. It's just green grass and moss like
yeah,
Iceland.
this guy has some great stuff, man. He's legit.
Yeah. A few of these images, I'm feeling like what planet are we on here? Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that is unbelievable.
It's so cool.
Yeah, if he had gone like crazy with the saturation, like more than what was realistic, then this would be like it would feel messy, like there'd be too much going on. But by dialing it back a little bit or just keeping it like right in that believable zone, I think it really helps it all work.
Have you hit Greenland, David?
Not yet. It's on the list.
Okay, I didn't know. I
It's
thought
on the
maybe
list.
you had, but I wasn't sure.
Not yet. Not yet. It is on the list. I will get to Greenland. It's just a matter of when. It will be. I will be.
I'm with
shooting
you.
Greenland. I will be shooting Greenland at some point. It'll be a matter of when. Yeah, that's a great image right here, and it makes me want to go to the north even more.
Yeah.
Right.
In fall.
Yes. Anytime.
Anytime, yeah. But this just like wrapping my mind around these like autumnal colors with everything
the
else
warm
in
and
the
cool.
scene. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm with
I
Jennifer.
had no idea you could see these kinds of colors right alongside icebergs. Like
Yeah, you cucks can go in the summer when everything's green. Me and Jennifer are going in the fall.
I love the fall. Like my I've been to Iceland 3 times now, and my favorite time I've done winter twice and fall once, and definitely fall's phenomenal.
Fall is really cool, but it's hard. The conditions it's challenging. How was your experience there, Paul, in the fall? Did you go get good conditions, or how was it?
It was the fall for me was mainly aerial and volcano driven, and
Sure.
the volcano thing certainly fell off. But I hit some of those like national parks up on the upper peninsula where there was some nice
Sure.
color and stuff, and I
Yep.
really liked that. I mean,
Yeah.
the color was good. I don't know. Winter's always good for me too, but it's just so volatile over there. I just
Sure.
I don't. The only time I'm not super stoked to go over there is summer, just because I've never done it, but I've heard it just gets pretty like overpopulated. Which
Don't believe it.
I'm
Don't
not
believe
down
it.
with It's
Don't
good.
believe that.
It's good.
Dude, the summertime is sick. Okay.
Okay.
My buddy Nolan and I went 2 years ago in the summer, and well, I've been twice in the summertime already. And the thing is, people will say that it's so crowded, but here's the thing: we're photographers, right? So when it's 11 o'clock at night, there's nobody around. Everybody's sleeping,
Okay.
right? And then you shoot from I don't know 7 o'clock in the evening until 6 in the morning, nonstop. And like the sun never sets, so it's like, and there's nobody around. I mean, like it's the best time to shoot. It's great.
That's great.
We had multiple days of just shooting literally all night long
That's so cool.
with no traffic, nobody around. Like we didn't run into like another photographer like anywhere except for one place, and that was Vesterhorn. And we went early in the evening, but even then we were still like, we didn't shoot close to anybody. We saw other photographers, we weren't shooting next to them. But every other place we went, we didn't see anybody. It was great.
That's cool. I feel like I'd want to
Dude, no.
backpack a little bit in the summer.
Yeah,
Dude, it's
that's what I would
insane.
do if I go back to Iceland. I'd backpack into the interior.
Yeah, I feel like I want to go like just into that range, like, and just check that out.
It was insane. Go in the
That's cool.
summertime, man. It's
No,
sick.
thanks, dude. Appreciate the.
And the glacier, the rivers, that's where you get all the best water flows in the summertime, because everything is melting. So you get the nice colors, and, in the rivers and all that stuff in the river delta. So
That's cool. Super cool.
Oh, I'm
Speaking
so
of
glad to
Iceland.
see this image because I almost picked this one week, Eric. Remember?
This
Taylor
is
was on my
so
list.
sick.
yeah,
And it-
man.
I know this
oh,
exact
man.
lagoon too. I won't say the name, but I have a photo of it that might still be in my portfolio, like closer up, because I really recognize that like triangular black peak in the right third. But the surrounding landscape looked nothing like it does here. This is insane. All those
Yeah,
That's
this
crazy.
is crazy.
When
That
she
is so
posted,
crazy.
when Taylor posted this, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Like, just next level stuff, man. Talk about conditions, man. Wow.
Never seen anything like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when the topic came up, I'm like, oh, I've got one that it's been stuck in my head for a while. It's just been like scratching my head. It's like, what?
Jimmy had
on
this
earth?
one down his pants.
A couple times.
And the Eric, the dry part.
It was scratchy. Taylor, I had asked her, is there anything you wanted to share, just about like the background of it or anything like that, just like the shot or anything. And she's like, yeah, it was just like, we were struggling to kind of find something that was, a lot of things had melted. So she's like, just send up the drone. And, but man, like, holy smokes.
Was
What
this
else
like
did she, like-
patchy snow, or what is creating the designs like in the whole landscape? Because it kind of looks like braided river things, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just like patchy snow, like little washes
Yeah.
or like little ravines.
Yeah, I think from what I was
The
gathering
black
is that those
ash
parts
landscape.
that had thawed and didn't, and so something was naturally just cooler or out of the the range of the sunlight. But yeah,
Yeah, this is so cool. a great example if she said, that they were struggling to find things on the ground, like perspective changes everything.
I say it all the time. Take the drone up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have been shooting a lot of tighter scenes as well, just focusing on those lines and everything. But I love this grand scene for sure.
I like how
Crazy.
glowy it is too, like
Yeah.
coming off that glacier. Like, oh,
And that
It
little
feels
bit
like
of
Iceland too,
mm-hmm.
like just that
It
that
totally
kind of
does.
overcast,
Yeah.
overcast, like gray light.
Super nice.
that
Yeah, Jimmy would
touch
know.
of
He's been to Iceland a bunch of times.
lots of times, lava all the time. Yeah. But that little bit of detail in the glacier, the
Yeah.
etchings
Mhm.
that are occurring there too.
Yeah, it gives it that nice focal point, like that nice subject amidst all the interesting details that are in the periphery.
That's crazy, man. Just wow.
Yeah. Again, like what planet are we talking about?
Yeah.
like
Seriously.
like oh my gosh.
And it looks like there might be like crazy wind on the water too, or something. Like it looks pretty turbulent, or maybe it's just like ice, like a thin sheet of ice on the water, but looks like kind of murky and like it's in
Mhm.
motion.
All I know
This one's
is that
insane,
thing
though.
is crazy.
Great job, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Oh wow.
Oh,
This is Mono Lake, right?
yes, sir.
It's like,
Yeah, this used to be like such a hot spot. Like this was one of the places I was dying to go to when I first got into photography, and now like you don't really see hardly anything from there anymore. It used
Yeah,
to
you
be
don't see
super
too
popular.
much.
Yeah, so this is one of my picks, and the reason, again, Eric is always telling me, "Oh, do something different." So I got to dig in my bag, and go to guys that I find inspiration from. But this guy here, Joseph Holmes, this image here is old. It's super, super, super old. I mean, it might
1992.
this definitely film for sure. And if you go to Joseph's website, like he has all the stuff in his. I'm actually glad that you're on here, Jennifer, because this guy here, all the mud stuff, he was shooting all the mud stuff. Like all the mud stuff that you like, Joseph was shooting this back in like the 90s, like early
I'm on it.
90s,
Early.
the
I'm looking him up.
80s and stuff like that. So
He's an
Look at
OG.
Jennifer go. She's just like,
That's right.
boom, I'm on this shit.
yeah,
But
so
say no more.
Yeah, so Joseph Holmes, I don't know if he's still out there shooting, but I found this image, to be very interesting because it's something different that you see from Mono Lake. And mist, drama, fog, whatever that is, it's so cool with snow. And again, just something completely different. And, I'm all about different scenes, and anytime I can photograph something different, I'm all about it. And this to me is something different from the area that you don't see. And then being that it's so old, it just shows you that some of these guys that were doing this well before us, long time before us, these guys had a really good idea of what they were doing with their creativity and their vision. And I think it's really important that we pay knowledge and acknowledge those guys.
For sure.
Yeah, his stuff is beautiful. Yeah, look at some of this mud. Oh my goodness.
And like, if you look at the dates of
Stunning.
those, Jennifer, it's like crazy.
I know, it's
old,
like, oh my gosh.
old.
I love it.
So while you got all these people that are, out there, oh my God, mud cracks and, the mud and stuff, it's like, yep, this guy, he was doing it a long time ago. So it's really cool to see, guys that having crazy creativity way back then, and inspiring people like myself now. So thank you, Joseph Holmes, for your work.
You know what I love about this too is that, you're trying to grasp the context of this. And then like right at the point where you think you have it, you get a peek of that mountain range back there. And then you're
Yes.
like,
Yeah, I know.
oh.
I
Yes.
noticed that, like how it's just peeking
Yeah.
through, like that must be the Sierra Mountains, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's super crazy.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
going off
On
what,
film.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is like different world, like otherworldly. Like this is right on task with everything we've seen. Like, yeah, that could have been the theme. This is so cool.
Right. And
Love it.
and it's cool too, because like people that watch this, just shows them that there's other stuff out there, besides all the normal stuff that we see every day on social media, or even a place like this, Mono Lake, where Eric was saying like he wanted to go shoot it, a long time ago, but he lost the allure to photograph it because, it's photographed often, right? But if you get different kind of conditions, it completely changes stuff, right? Completely changes how the area looks. And, you know, we just have a cool planet. There's so much cool stuff out there. And if you just put a little effort into it and, you know, look at the conditions and, you know, see what happens, then you can come up with something fresh and new.
Yeah, there's like straight from Lord of the Rings when I look at
Yeah.
it. So it feels like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
golden
he
light.
has
just-
he has an image that I had for a long time hanging. It's like Blue Ridge Mountains in the spring with red bud and some birch in there. It's just a gorgeous photograph. I always think of it every spring. But again, that had to be like early 90s that he
Yeah.
shot that.
So Jimmy, like even for you, like go back and look at some of his older stuff. Like he has stuff from all over there in the Blue Ridge and Tennessee and
Yeah.
all that stuff back over there, man. A lot of cool stuff. Jennifer, like you said, you know, you already found the mud already.
I was
Yeah,
on
already-
it.
Yeah, he has a lot of great stuff. Eric, he has some cool stuff from down in the Southwest as well. All
I'll
the
make sure I
bushes
don't
and
look at it because
all the bushes and your cottonwood stuff. I mean, this guy was already on it. So, yeah, man, check it out for if you want to get some inspiration. He has some really cool stuff on his site.
Dude, he's got some shit.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea, Eric, for like an episode someday down the road, like featuring, you know, photographers that did this long before, you know, everyone else kind of came on the scene because they're out there.
some
Yeah.
legends.
That's a good call.
And if you do it, please have me on for that one because I would love to just dig
I don't
into
think
his
you
mind.
have anything to contribute, David.
I know you're absolutely right. I would love to pick, like a guy like this. I would love to pick his brain and just, find out like, what was the thought process and, what was he, his early ideas for, some of these scenes that, he was photographing.
Yeah. Jack Dykinga is another one from the Southwest.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack
yeah.
Kinga has some really great stuff.
Holy
I mean,
moly.
yeah, another guy that, probably, pushed the wide angle scenes, to, another level that, that we didn't really know about, if you don't study his work, guy took it to another level and was really, pushing that.
So yeah, when you're thinking of like grand landscapes, typically it's not necessary, but typically you're photographing with a wide angle lens. When do you guys think the first wide angle lens was invented?
Oh, geez.
Oh shit.
Invented?
Yeah.
I would say probably, I'm going to say early 1900s.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Sometime in the early 1900s.
So at least what I found on the internet, the first wide angle ever made had a 90-degree field of view. So it was an equivalent of 3 to 5 millimeters for focal length. And it was made in 1862.
Holy cow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I would have thought it would have been like way later. That's why I wanted to look it up because obviously the pinhole stuff and like tighter focal lengths were first with photography, but I would have thought that the wide angle lens would have come around like way later, but probably kind of an experimental thing, like making like a super bulbous fisheye to get some kind of, some kind of guy that had like a project in mind and wanted to get certain kind of perspective, like figured it out or something. And then the first SLR wide angle lens was a 35 millimeter and it was made in 1950, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
It's a long
Crazy.
Yeah.
These
Which
are
is
like
probably, like,
Jeopardy
right when the-
facts here.
That's probably like right
Right.
when the SLR came out, like I think 50s, maybe a little
Yeah, it's about
before
right.
that.
So SLR meaning like it wouldn't necessarily be film.
Like a
it would be
handheld
like
camera, not large format,
Yeah.
not medium
Yeah.
format.
Yeah, 50 sounds about right. That would sound. I would say maybe that would sound about right.
Trying to think,
Yeah, I was just curious.
were dudes doing that during World War II?
Well, that was my thought process because you got to think World War II, Vietnam. They had those combat.
That only would have
photographers.
been like 10 years. World War II would have only been like 10, 15 years before that. So,
Right.
but yeah, they didn't have the wide angle for the epic foregrounds with the war scenes, the mud cracks in front of the tanks.
The mud cracks. Yes.
Oh my
The
god.
barrel cactus.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This is
Another
so
dune scene.
sick.
Yeah,
This is
I
another
remember that.
image that lives rent free in my head. This is my pick.
Dude, this is
Josh,
sick.
How come you charge rent for my images?
Right, I know.
oh yeah.
Now,
I had
It's
to
like
pay for
a
mine delivering it.
Yeesh.
tipping fee for a garbage at a dump.
I know, right?
Oh no, when I think of wide angle landscapes and grand scenes, I think of Josh and everything from his Sierra just to all the adventures he goes on. He's so inspiring. And when he came out with this, I think it was last season, it stopped me in my tracks. I mean, we've all wandered those dunes for miles and miles and hundreds of hours, and I have never seen anything as cool as this. And yeah, just the tones, the colors, like just perfect. But yeah, I
Wow.
really like this image.
And the foreground looks like a fossil, some
that-
ancient
Oh, it
fossil.
Or
Yeah.
like a sandworm from Dune, like about to emerge.
Yeah, big one. The big one's coming.
Really pristine
Yeah.
sand dunes here too.
Oh yeah.
That's
Now that
nice.
Jimmy said that, it does look like a trilobite. If any, I'm such a dork. I'm like,
No,
telling
that's
the world
okay.
what a dork
I wasn't
am,
gonna
but
drop
yeah.
that word, but yeah.
I'll do it.
Jimmy was like, "Thank you."
I got you, Jimmy. I got you. I'm a total nerd, so yeah.
But it really does. It has that, repeating
Mm-hmm.
arthropod look.
Yeah, really well composed. Like all the lines working together really well, the balance and the flow. And then you have like the one and then two like diagonal lines in the far background that are really hazed out. You can barely see, but they're really nice that they're there too, just to give it that additional, like instead of the horizon just being open, you have these other lines pointing into the scene that break it up nicely.
Yeah, that's a nice one, man. That's can't go wrong with that. Sheesh, man. That foreground.
Yeah, nice to finally feature Josh too.
For sure. That foreground's so intense. Looks so good.
Cripps.
Now this is a rare example of where like a really dominating foreground that takes up like half of the scene actually works. Like I would say in general, I'm not a fan of that stuff because the foreground becomes really jarring and it's hard to move into the scene like to the actual subject. It's like you may as well just photograph the foreground all by itself at that point. But here, like just the way it leads in so nicely. Hey, is that Kingham in the background?
It is.
DK.
Couldn't help himself, huh?
Yeah, what's up?
He's dying to
And
get
then-
on here.
He just
Yeah,
got
we
back
just-
from his hike.
We just had a run by.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another. We got some more BGPs.
Yeah, that's Kim back there lurking somewhere.
David's too
funny.
Yeah.
cool for us, I guess. Yeah.
He acts like it, but he's dying to get on here. Yeah, just the way the foreground flows into the scene here, it's like very warranted to have it take up that much space in the frame.
Yeah, it's like
And
it's
there's
pulling
little-
you right in.
And there's like little things too, like that, how the curve of the lead-in line hits that bright part of the dune, like kind of like in the mid-ground, like that,
Yeah, to
like
bring you
really
back in.
holds. Exactly, like that little piece, like really holds this whole scene together. If that was darker or there wasn't any light hitting that little section there, it just kind of would fall apart. But that light just really just pushes the eye back into the scene.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because that's something I was thinking about. Because like it's a really hard left, like
Yep.
towards the left edge, but then the scene comes back to the right, and I was like, I'm surprised that it feels good. Like to me, it works, but it's because you have those highlights on the left side too, gesturing the opposite way.
Yep.
You in.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Nice work, Cripps.
This one's
Oh,
really sick.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Another person
So-
I've never heard of too.
Yeah, she's my pick today. Look at that shit right there.
That's beautiful.
Caterina.
So cool story about this photo. Her and her husband, I was talking to her like most of the morning about this. We're just kind of going back and forth. And her and her husband hiked 45 miles into the Yukon. And she was pretty disappointed with the output of the trip. Like, we've all had that, right? You back in, you put in the work, and you're like, it's okay, whatever. And then she resurfaces after the trip, and they kind of get back to the civilization area, and then this scene right here, the killer sky and the killer light presents itself, and she's like, "This is one of my best, or the best image of my trip." After all the work you put in.
From the trailhead.
Yeah. No, they had gone back to Dempster, and she said like, "Hey, we were heading back, and this is some of the best light she's ever seen in her life," and pulled out the camera and went to work. And we've all seen that, right?
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, but I mean, these are the kind of moments that you just can't anticipate. Like you can't even foresee them at all.
Yeah, that was part of our dialogue, where it's just like, if you can go into a trip or a project with some preconceived notions, and then those don't like present themselves, whatever, and then later on, when you're wrapping it up or you're on your way out or whatever, and then it kind of just, you have some really amazing work that presents itself and just kind of makes it all worth it.
Yeah,
I feel like nature will tell you, like, here, I haven't given you anything. Oh, here, hold my beer. Like, bam.
Yeah.
And then this stuff happens. I've had that a few times too.
That's so awesome. I mean, it's just like the best ever. You're just like, okay, this is special. Which I love.
Hold my banana nut bread beer.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Great
she was
big
cool.
BB.
I mean, she's super cool. I mean, like we've said throughout this, it's cool to like, kind of dig a little bit and find folks that we haven't featured. Eric, I owe you that list of folks we have featured, and just coming up with folks that just really do some fantastic work and sharing them here amongst ourselves and whoever the viewers are, the other two people.
Yeah, she has some great stuff. I just looked her up on Instagram, and she has some great work.
Yeah, her stuff is
website
legit.
is deep.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dude.
super nice. Super nice.
She's got some
Awesome.
stuff.
For this one.
Look like she's from Germany too, as well, right?
Mhm.
German.
Oh, okay.
she has-
The last name I couldn't tell where it's from. Mrenes?
Oh, yeah, it says Germany, yeah.
Or Mrenes, maybe? Mrenes?
Oh, wow, look at her stuff.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
some great stuff.
Paul sent
Crazy.
me like the tiniest like piece of shit screenshot ever, so I had to go dig this image up on our website to get a better file.
Good job, Paul.
Oh, that's
Dude.
typical. Like he's like screenshotting them on like a Razor flip phone or something.
It's a total flip phone, and I'm like texting, like it's,
Yeah.
hey, dude.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
He got one of those
He's like-
little
like-
kid phones, the Gab phones.
He's like, dude, this isn't even an image. Looks like a fucking video game.
from the 90s, not new video games.
Yeah, I'm playing Pac-Man, bro. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, go to her. If you go to her website has a lot of cool stuff on her website. Website
Yeah.
is
That's her spot,
really
dude.
nice. She has some
Yeah.
really nice stuff on the website.
I love how
Yeah.
she handled the blue tone in those stormy clouds too, because that's something that
Yes.
occurs naturally. Like when you get this really stormy light and there is intense sunlight, the shaded like dark clouds in the background will get like a nice blue tone to them, like a steely blue. But a lot of people push that saturation, and it looks completely horrible.
good.
But this is perfect right here.
Dude, this image is so dope.
Headphones on.
I love the Virga. I'm a sucker for Virga.
Me too. Like, I've shot that shit, like, coming out of Death Valley, heading over to, Alabama Hills. You know what spot, right? You turn
Yep.
around, you look back, and that shit happens there all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Happens in the desert a lot too. It must be like open places where stuff can
Yeah.
really build up, or
Yeah, we get
Or
it
you
a
can
lot
just
here in
see far
Colorado
enough.
too.
that open air, so you can see the rain dragging down.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a sick element.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wait at that spot a long time for that to happen. Like that scene,
This
that's,
moment will never happen again. Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
like a once in a
Yep.
lifetime,
Yep.
That's what makes
Yeah,
it so special.
and it wouldn't last long either. Like those are really long shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super cool.
Hey, can I talk about my new beer?
Yeah, go for it.
I heard someone open a beer. I figured it was
Cracked it
Paul.
just in time.
Well, you know it was Paul because you hear all the ruckus in the background.
You guys need to
Just in
stop.
time because this is the finale image.
You guys need to stop. I don't want to get blamed. I don't know. I get blamed for that shit. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh,
What's
there's a
that?
ruckus in the. Oh, it's a ruckus in the background. Oh, that's Paul. Just you can
Yeah.
just
I'm like, is he
This-
digging around in a toolbox? Like, where's
Right.
the
The
beer? Like,
lawnmower running.
Literally, I'm
He's on a generator.
I'm brown bagging it back here. True story. I'm not even fucking with y'all.
Oh god.
That looks like you got a fresh can of
my God.
double dry hop Ghost in the Machine.
Yep. This is a shout out to my people. Bennett pulled the trigger on this a couple weeks ago. This bad boy is released twice a
Two
year.
times a year. Yeah.
Yeah. Out
April
of,
and anniversary in November.
yeah, Parish Brewing out of Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
Louisiana. They got
They're
some
in
good shit.
Broussard, Louisiana.
Yeah. So we look forward to this one every year. I think I featured it like, I don't know, a couple months ago or something like that, but it is an absolute banger. It's always good. I think it sells out like within an hour typically.
Man,
Jennifer, if
Kim
you're
came
lucky.
home mad today. She's slamming doors in the background and breaking stuff, breaking plates.
Damn, dude. She sounds like me, dude. She's like, Dave was like, you got some of that Bowman energy back there.
Stay at work.
Just freaking dropping shit.
How is
Jennifer,
this
if you're-
latest batch?
It's good, dude. Jennifer, you may find a can of this in your bag.
ooh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
a double
Paul.
IPA and one of the best around.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
it's super
really
good.
Nice.
It's
Okay, one
stuff.
question. Who pulled Floris up?
This was me.
Yeah.
I was going
I'm
to.
so glad to
well,
see him here.
Fuck
Well-
you, Floris.
Well, I was gonna pull Floris, but wasn't sure if he was if we had showed something of his or not. And Floris is one of my all-time favorite photographers. I was fortunate enough to get some training from Floris early on, and yeah, he's one of the best. And Eric, beat me to the punch, and good pick, Eric.
Yeah, so
I love his
I
work.
love his entire portfolio. I've gone onto his website and just literally scrolled through every single image a dozen or so times over the years. And featuring him in the grand landscape episode is kind of misleading because really he's really diverse. He can shoot grand landscapes, but he also has incredible abstracts, intimate stuff, mid-range stuff. And this one isn't even like a super wide angle scene from the looks of it, but what I really love about a lot of his grand landscape stuff that he photographs in the in the Sierra Mountains is typically you don't have like crazy sunsets, crazy sunrises, crazy atmosphere, or any of those like epic conditions that people are looking for. But through his compositional work and like tasteful processing, everything, like he can make these blue sky, like bluebird mountain scenes work really well in a way that I haven't been able to do myself either. Cause I feel like a lot of times when I'm photographing mountains, I'm really condition dependent. Like, for me, they just need like a certain kind of like at least clouds behind them or something. Cause it can just feel too open with a clear sky. But he just always nails it and knows how to make really tasteful scenes through his incredible compositions and everything, even like without, just in very ordinary conditions. So I really admire that.
Yeah, Floris is, when it comes to composition, he is one of the best. Like I said, I was fortunate to have some instruction from him, and he really stresses composition. And
You just ignored everything that he taught you, David?
Oh, hell no. Oh God. Well, I guess that says a lot about my work, right, Eric?
His stuff is the best. I mean, he's one of my favorites. I mean, he's literally one of my favorite photographers. I mean, you can just get lost on his website and just go.
He's not really active
just
on
wanna-
social media anywhere. So, even though he's been around for a long time, a lot of people watching this might have never heard of him. So I've been wanting to feature him for a while, but he's definitely a website guy. You got to check out his website.
Yeah.
And he also has other stuff with really dramatic light, really cool atmosphere and things like that. But you can just also make it work when there's really ordinary conditions and bluebird skies.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example. Sorry to cut you off, PB.
No, you're good.
Perfect example of just if you can compose a scene and bring all the elements together that you don't need a super epic or dramatic sky. This is like the perfect example of that. And if you can dial your composition in and make everything flow, sky is not needed. And like I said, this is the perfect example of that.
I think this is
really
from
good
the
call.
Cascades. I think it's from Washington, if I remember.
Dude,
He's such a cool dude. Like, I think it was, I mean, literally the first week of my full-time photography journey. I moved out with David and he took me to the Moab Photography Symposium and Floris was talking. So I got to meet him and he was one of the first photographers I started following. And I mean, even his science background and his research is fascinating. He gave a talk on like the flies of Mono Lake. It was fascinating. So yeah, he's like, you know, obviously like I'm a nerd, so I love nerding out on that stuff. But yeah, he's fascinating as a photographer and as a person.
Is he an entomologist or just a biologist? Because he
I don't
does a lot
wanna
of
say
insect
the
stuff. Like I
Wrong
think he was
thing, but
studying like a certain kind of fly for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
Eric, just say he's a smart guy. This guy is super smart, like
Yeah.
super uber smart. He's like next level type shit.
yeah,
yeah.
I love that though. It's really
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, he has a lot of compositions of like really simple conditions, really simple subject, but the composition makes it so captivating and interesting.
And what I like about Floris's work too is that he keeps his compositions very like simple. They're not like
they're not
over
overly
the top.
complex. Yeah,
Right. They're not over the top. They're not super complex. It's just very simple and very digestible, very easy to understand what the subject is, what he's trying to convey in the image. And I like that. Like I don't have to like overthink what I'm looking at. So it's really, really cool to see images like that from him.
that's a good point. Like it's not too crazy to where it's like, makes your head tired. It's all very easy to digest, but also very unordinary, very unique perspectives and very creative. It's one of the most original bodies of work you'll see around and tasteful in every step of the process.
For sure.
this stuff's
Can't remember,
unreal. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, Floris is the man. He got it.
I'm glad
And,
you featured this one.
Yeah, it was about time. I kept thinking somebody else would, so I was kind of letting them do it, but nobody did, so I had to take it upon myself to come through.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he had featured him yet, so that's why I didn't pull Floris. But Floris was right up there with one of my top picks.
Belino and I talked about him a few times, but it was just like we hadn't pulled the trigger yet.
It's such a
Paul's got
beautiful
fucking
image.
table saw running in the background or something.
That must be at Bowman's house. He must be doing something over there, cutting
Fucking Thompson.
cutting
What
some
the?
cutting some wood for his wood planks in the background.
Dude, I'm always generating some shit. Look at that! Look at that
What
work
is
of
that
art
noise?
behind me.
What is is that?
Hey,
Is that the dial-up?
hey,
Some
don't
AOL?
don't fucking worry about it.
It's not your concern.
Hey, I'm freaking snatching souls back here. Come on, son.
Nice.
Well, I heard the kids screaming in the background over at Eric's place. Something was going on back there.
That's 24/7. I was trying to mute myself on and off, like whenever I didn't need to talk, but
It sounded like somebody had a dragon earlier. I was gonna say something and I'm like, no, I won't, in case it's like, yeah.
PB's
Hey,
place.
hey.
If it was a dragon, it was PB's place.
No.
he's got a dragon in the basement.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's why he
maybe,
always leaves to go feed
That was his
it. Yeah.
gimp.
Maybe. I was gonna say
Yeah, in the closet.
Jimmy's in a seedy area. Just
Like
to
I'm the
deflect.
only one in the
I was
hotel
just
here, but-
I was just gonna deflect, but you guys may not be wrong.
Gimp was
my
moaning
God.
in the bathroom.
I can't. Oh God.
You guys suck.
There's some great images though. Great
Oh
stuff
my
you guys brought
goodness.
to the table.
There's some names I have not seen in a long time too. It's great. I had
Yeah.
not seen that image from Josh Cripps at all. I've never saw that one.
Where you been hiding
But
at, Jimmy?
and the others as
He-
well.
He posted that probably like 6 months ago. Where you been at?
Hotel room to hotel.
I was gonna
room,
say a seedy hotel room.
down by the river.
Down by the river.
He's,
the run from the
oh
law.
shit!
Fugitive.
Down by the river. Oh my
I'm
god!
not. I mean, I'm not
You guys
paying
are
for this
fucking-
room either. I jimmied all the doors and I found this one open. So
Yeah, I heard him banging on the door in the middle of the episode.
He's like,
Does your van have windows?
oh shit! Oh, fuck, Jennifer.
No, the
You need to
carpeting.
stop.
The carpeting I put on the inside.
He's got.
I can't.
He's got a. He's got
Doesn't
a
even have a
beanbag in the
windshield.
back. He's got a beanbag in the back of that thing.
I can't with you guys. You guys are too much. Even Jennifer's coming in with the heat.
Oh, dude, her game is on fire. The last few weeks,
Oh
she's
my
like,
God.
okay, I'm gonna hang with you fucks. I'm gonna make you.
What
Even
is it?
mad.
like Eric said, it must have been the pumpkin bread beer that's got her going.
That's right. I know. I'm out now. It's a sad day, but yeah.
I'll replenish the order next week. I got you.
Nice. Thanks, Paul.
Too much.
Cheers to another great episode. Hope everybody
Yes.
enjoyed the
Cheers.
brews and the views.
Empty
Cheers.
bottle. Cheers.
Oh, David.